All right, Mark, are you excited to finally fix this broken trunk?
Yeah. I'm tired of this trunk freaking always falling on my head, making it a whole sandwich. So we ended up getting this new trunk assembly with the torsion bars from Pick and Pull. And the funny part is this little bar on this torsion bar right here is what's holding up my trunk.
And yeah, and this trunk has never worked since you had the car, huh?
Yeah, ever since I got it, the trunk never worked. I didn't know that at first, but it is what it is. I took way too long to fix it.
Considering you already had the hinges too.
Yeah, and then I've had the car for a long while. So every time I use the trunk, I have to use this thing.
But yeah, the funny thing is, we weren't even motivated to change this out. In the video that we posted of transforming Mark's car with this kit, which is the OEM TRD kit, someone left a comment saying that they were excited for the trunk hinge video because theirs is broken too. And that was kind of like the motivation we needed to do this because I don't know, we procrastinated. But you can see over here, Mark, what's going on.
All that is broken, all snapped.
This one's just dangling. And then it's cracked right here. And on this side, it's cracked off. On this side, it's just dangling. Everything's just broken. And I think you're missing a bar too, which is kind of weird.
Well, hopefully this fixes everything.
Yeah, the only thing I thought about is, I just realized this right now. We got these hinges from a car at Pick and Pull that had a non-wing trunk, so the wingless trunk. And then this car has a factory wing. So I wonder if the torsion bars like compensate for that and if the trunk will be able to stay open. So I guess we'll see afterwards if these are strong enough to keep your trunk open or not.
I hope.
But yeah, let's get to work. All right, since we don't want to start by taking the trunk off, what we're going to be starting on is on the interior of the car, because the first thing we have to do is take those C-pillars off on both sides. So that pillar right there. Then we have to take the parcel shelf off, which will give us access to the screws that are on the hinge. Because you can see right here, where is it? There's two screws right here. The way it works is this comes in from the trunk and these two bolts come from the shelf into this assembly. So we have to gain access to undo those two bolts, which are just 10 mils. And then after that, we'll go over here to the trunk, unbolt these hinges from the trunk so we could just move the trunk onto the glass. We're not going to undo all the wiring and stuff because we don't see a point for it, so we're just going to lay the trunk on the glass, and then afterwards we're just going to reattach it to the new hinges. But I'm not doing it, you're doing it.
I guess.
Alright, Mark, what was our first dilemma?
So we didn't realize, or we kind of forgot that these seats don't fall down.
And they're like hard bolted in, so
it's gonna make this job a little longer, but we're gonna do it because we need to take out these, what are these, the
C-pillar trim.
C-pillar trim.
And the parcel tray in the back.
Yeah, and then to get all that out first, it's getting blocked by the seats, so we have to take out all of the rear seats.
Yeah, so the first thing we gotta do is Mark has to pull up the bottom of the rear seat, which you just pull from that corner right here. Pull. You gotta yank it. There you go. And then he's gonna do the same thing to the other side, and then this bottom section should just pull out. And then we believe there should be some screws that will show this back section, and then we could pull it out. We're not sure. We did zero research. We're just assuming based on how most cars work. But you can see he pulled this section out, and now it should come out. So we should have over here the bottom section. Was that hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But now that we got that out, let's see if my guess was correct. Yep. You can see now there's a bolt right there, which attaches to this top section, and a bolt right there. And also, I don't see any more. I believe it's just two bolts. Oh no, there are some in the corners. One right here, and one all over there. So Mark is undoing that bolt right there. It's just what, a 12 mil?
Yeah.
And then he's gonna undo this one, and then this one,
and a quarter.
And then, wow, and then this one. So while Mark is undoing the top section for the rear seat, I wanted to do a quick walk around on Mark's car. If you guys haven't checked it out, we dropped a video a few days ago, or maybe a week ago, of installing this TRD kit on his car. If that's something you're into, please check it out. You guys can see we installed some JDM Altezza headlights, the mesh grille, L-Tune TRD front bumper, TRD side skirts, and a TRD rear bumper with a lip. And yeah, we also lowered it. This car looks like way better than it used to look. So if that's something you guys want to check out, please do. It should be pinned on the top corner. So Mark over here got all the 4 bolts out for the bottom of the top section of the seat. And normally you would have to unbolt these seatbelt buckles right here. I mean the seatbelts, because they're in the way of the back area. We're gonna leave them in and just pull them out of the way because we don't want them to accidentally retract all the way in and risk not coming back out, because there is like an airbag system thing like designed into it. So yeah. And then to take those little corners out where the seatbelts sit, you just do that, what Mark did, pop it up, and then you can slide the seatbelt out. All right, Mark, what happened? Why are we all out of breath?
So when we were trying to pull it out, we were like, why is it not moving up anymore? And then we realized the headrests were hitting.
Yeah, so we had to take the headrest out, and then we had to lift the seat up as much as possible. And they normally sit in this little channel here with like a pin. So we just had to lift it all the way up, and it was kind of a pain because the seatbelt was trying to push the seat down. So we had both of us, one on each side, pulling it up, and now we're both out of breath and the seat is out. So you guys may be wondering why we had to take the rear seat out and why we had to take the seat pillar out to take the top shelf off. Well, the reason is because the seat sits on top of this thing, which is a shelf, and to take that off, we need to take the seat off. But then to take this off, we need to take the seat pillar off, because if you guys could see in this little corner, the pillar kind of overlaps the shelf slightly. So we need to take the seat pillars off of both sides, and then we could take the shelf off. And then we could gain access to the 2 10 mils on each side to hold the hinges in place. All right, Mark, get the pillar. What are you doing? Walk us through.
Just shove your hand in here and
yank. Oh, and then you're gonna do the little sneak your hand between and pop it out so you don't risk creasing it. I see.
what was that?
It was just a clip, don't think about it. And that one's out. I'm not gonna lie, we did this side off camera and it did not come off that easy. So I'm glad to see it came off easy. But now we can take this shelf off. So Mark. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, not. I was thinking for a second we might have had to undo the seatbelts because we had to slip them through the shelf. But then I realized if we're not taking the shelf fully out, we could just kind of like place it over. So yeah, Mark, pop the shelf off. We're dumb. They are bolted. So you have to take these little plastic covers off, which Mark just did, and then you could see that there is in fact a bolt there, and there's 4 of them. So just lift the little cover off.
Struggling a little bit.
I got you. Oh no, you got it. I think you got it. There you go. And then you can see there's a bolt. So we just had to do that for the other 2. Take the bolts out, and then hopefully the shelf comes out. Well, I'm kind of dumb. I kept saying that there was 4 of them. I didn't even like bother to look at it. There's only 3. Mark's taking the last one off right now. It's just another 12 mil. And I'm waiting for him to take it off so you guys can see the weirdness of this. Come on. There you go. Can you show me the little thing real quick?
The little thing.
As you guys can see, it's just a bolt with a hook so you guys can like strap things in your interior, but there's just like giant washer at the bottom of it for some reason. But yeah, now the shelf should come out. There you go. And then just pull it down. Since we have the seatbelts in, we can't take it all the way off. You can just move it out of the way. Like just work it down.
What's it stuck on now?
Nothing.
Oh.
There you go. And down. Well, me and Mark were dripping sweat inside the car, and even though we only had to undo those 2 10 mils on each side, or maybe they're 12 mils to get the hinges out from the inside, and we're done, we wanted a break and we didn't feel like sweating. So we're gonna take these little plastic covers off that connect on the OEM hinges so we could take the trunk off of the hinges. So before we could unbolt the trunk from the hinges, what we're doing is we're undoing all the harnesses and stuff that run along the hinges that were under the cover. On this side, you can see the factory hinges for like the reverse lights and everything. We're not trying to cut the clips or anything, so we're just snaking something between it to pop it out so we can still reuse it on the new ones because we don't want it to look like we mess with this. And then on this side, Mark has an aftermarket backup camera, so we had to cut these zip ties. And then, oh, the hinges dropped. And then we could finally unbolt the trunk. Well, Mark got the harnesses off. As you guys can see, we have them all loose and out of the way, all the way through. And then on this side, we have the one for the reverse camera off. So now Mark is undoing the 2 10 mils that are on each side here for the trunk. And then we laid down some jackets on the back glass so we could just kind of like lay the trunk, sorry, the focus is messed up, lay the trunk onto the glass because we don't feel like undoing all of the harness throughout it and stripping it. and then we just kind of like start the process of transferring everything over.
You think that's gonna fall?
I mean, don't undo it all. Oh, you already unbolted it all the way?
Yeah.
All right, well, Mark undid these 2 bolts all the way, so I'm just gonna hold it on this side to be safe, and then Mark could undo it on that side, and then we could lay it on the glass. But yeah, Mark, can you put some pressure on the front so it doesn't fall this way, and it only wants to fall this way?
Is that it?
No, you got it, you got it. I only have one hand, remember that. Oop. And it's out. And now just lay it down slowly. There you go. Is it staying in place?
Oh.
Yeah. All right. That was kind of hectic because I only had one hand, but as you guys can see, we have the trunk laying on the back glass and the hinges are independent. And if you guys were curious what hinges with no torsion bar do, they do nothing. Normally these should stay straight up like this without any help. Here we go. All right. So as you guys can see, if you guys can hear me, we just moved the sound deadening out of the way a little bit. We didn't have to tear it, we just kind of pulled it out of the way. And now we could see that 10 mil right there where my finger is, and one more 10 mil back there against the glass. You could use a normal ratchet to get this one. To get the back one, you have to use a wrench, which you guys can't see, but it's in Mark's hand. And you have to undo it like that. But yeah, how bad is it?
I've been spinning for a while.
Yeah, oh, and then I'm gonna go outside and actually catch what he's unbolting so it doesn't just fall. Where is it? You guys can see here as he's unbolting it, this is just dangling. Let me just hold it up for him, make it easier. It's almost out. Come on. There we go. So since his were broken, it wasn't as one piece. It's actually 3 pieces. That's one corner. And you guys can see here how this little area right here tore, which is why his bars fell out.
It's out.
It is out.
Everything's out, and then you can see this is how it's supposed to look like.
It's supposed to be one giant piece.
And this is what was in my car. 3
Yeah.
pieces.
How many concussions has this caused you?
Dude, I've got like a...
I remember a fat ass bruise on your head before.
Yeah, it was like a speed bump on my head. But yeah, at least we're finally at least done taking it out. It wasn't too bad. The only reason why it was making us like lose our breath is because it's super
It's hella
hot.
hot.
Yeah, super hot. But nonetheless, time to fix this.
Yep, start putting everything back together. So you guys can see how awkwardly Mark is laying right now. This was me. We just switched positions because my hand hurts from being in there for so long. Like, I'm not sure if you guys could see that indent. What we have to do to get this to line up, if you guys could see on this side first, is on this side, we could get the bolts started pretty easily. But then on the outside of the car, you need to have a flathead here and pry up because you're trying to put tension against torsion bars to get the bolt in. Otherwise, it has a big gap. So you can see Mark here with a flathead. And then he's just putting pressure up like that. And then I'll go on the inside and put the 10 mil in. But yeah, as you guys can see, this is a job that requires like 2 people who kinda have an understanding of what to do. If you're expecting to do this by yourself, I say don't. Try to find a friend because it will be almost impossible. All right, Mark, shut the trunk. There we go. This is after like an hour adjusting the trunk, going back and forth, the type of gaps we got. Yeah, this is definitely a 2-person job. We basically kept everything loose, the 2 bolts that attach the hinges to the trunk, and then the 2 bolts here on the inside, and just shimmied the trunk into place, and after that, we started tightening everything down. When we first just placed it on and tightened everything, it was very much off, so we had to do a lot of back and forth. But how was it?
Check this out, check this out.
Wow.
It stays up.
Yep. Oh, and then show the bolt.
Oh, about that.
So we had a big dilemma because this dude wanted to go Hulk on this tiny bolt.
So this is
And
how
when
this
we were almost done, what'd you do?
So it's supposed to look like this. Dylan told me tighten it. And then I was like, how tight? And he just said tight. And this is what happened.
Yeah, he snapped a bolt and then we had to struggle trying to get that bolt out of the hinge for like a little bit, but it was pretty straightforward. We got everything in. Now we just had to put the little plastic things on right here, put the shelf back in, C-pillars, seats, and we're all done. All right, Mark, how was it?
After like what, a couple hours
Yep.
of having to, I think putting everything together didn't take too long. It's just having to line up everything. That took
Yeah,
the
the seat took
longest.
forever.
Yeah, but it works.
Does that mean case closed, job well done?
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope someone who needs this video was helped. And yeah, now Mark has a working trunk, so worst case scenario, that's what we got out of this. But yeah, as you guys can see, we got everything back together. It looks like we never messed with it, besides the fact we scratched all the plastics on the hinges, but that's whatever. And thank you guys for watching. Say bye.
Bye.